All right, what's up? So I got a video for you guys today about forming an LLC here in Nevada. So this is the document. It says instructions for formation limited liability company here in Nevada, because it's a popular place to form your LLC. So this is the document you're going to be looking at, and it says here Barbara Sagabsky is the current Secretary of State. This is the where everything is processed up in Carson City. I'm making this right now in early June of 2021, and they still are a little bit behind on this because I just had a little issue with mine. Found out they were behind, and they told me they were trying to send me something in the mail. So if you're watching this like right after I make the video, just know some of the stuff may be a little bit behind right now. And I'm not a expert in all of this. You're going to see there's a fair amount of information to fill out because this is a 12-page document we're looking at. But if you just want to have an LLC here in Nevada, I'll try to simplify this for you. So when you're looking at this, I first saw all these choices here, these four choices. Most people probably not going to be dealing with the foreign aspect of this. So you have this NRS 86 and NRS 89, Articles of Organization for Limited Liability Company and Professional Limited Liability Company. Really, I think it's just NRS 86. Okay, that's what I've done in the past. That's what I've chosen. Had no issues with that. Even off the top of my head, like just to look at these, I'm not sure how much the word professional changes this. Obviously, it's a different NRS here, so there's probably going to be something in the law that's a little different, but I don't think it's going to apply to most people. So I've gone with NRS 86 in the past. You are going to go with your company name here. So again, foreign entity name, probably not going to apply to most people. Name being registered in Nevada. So here's something you do want to know. So say you're, doing a company here, right? You're going to be Cool Company. That's what you're called. So since you're going to be an LLC, you do have to make sure you put LLC in the title. This is one thing when I got off the phone with the employee, the state employee. She did say you have to make sure you have LLC in the title. Like they don't add it for you after you do the paperwork and pay and for all that kind of stuff. So you put LLC in your title since you are going to be an LLC. Most of this stuff is going to be somewhat straightforward. A lot of this, if you don't know, you can always leave this blank, and then if it does get rejected for some reason, they either send you a letter in the mail. That's what they told me. That was what happened to me because I was doing all of this, and the part for the signature I couldn't sign, so I went through the rest of the document, forgot to sign that part, sent it in, and that's why they never charged my credit card. So they said they rejected it for that. They sent me something in the mail, but because they're behind, it's taken a little while. So you can either you can email this document in, or when you submit it online, you should be able to access your documents right away, is what I was told. Or you can print this out, fill it out by hand, and just snail mail it up to Carson City. You can do that as well. So again, most of this stuff is fairly straightforward. You do still want to remember to put LLC in the title when you're going for your company name. This is one part here you need to keep in mind. An initial list of officers must accompany this filing. Now, when I actually did this, I just left this box blank. But the list of officers is something you're going to need to know about because it's part of one of the fees you're going to have to pay. So, and that's where it gets a little tricky for a lot of people. You come down here. Let's just scroll all the way down this. And again, guys, I do not work for the state, so I do not do this for a living, but at least I want to share just some experience that I have, because a lot of you probably just, if you want to form an LLC in Nevada, you're probably just an individual or a mom and pop. You just want to get something started and you just want to have that protection. So this is where you're going to pay. If you want to do it by card, you can. And you have the option here for regular processing, 24-hour expedite, 2-hour or 1-hour expedite. And you're definitely going to be paying some extra fees if you really need it expedited. I'm just doing regular because I don't really need it expedited. And then you come down here. This is, some people may want copies of this. This part, I didn't go through any of this. I'm not doing expedited. But the fees here, this is where you're going to be. So limited liability company fees. This is what you need to know about. So this is pursuant to NRS 86. So this is what I've chosen in the past. And a lot of people will probably be choosing this. So this is what you're going to come down here, and this is where it looks like some of this stuff, you might see, especially if you're a first-time business owner, you're a ceremonial charter. Like, what is that? Certificate of good standing. Some of this stuff, is just going to be kind of confusing to you because you don't know what this is. So, lady told me, she said you definitely have to have these. So you have to have your articles of organization, $75, and you have to have your initial list of members. So down here, $150. So you have to have these two. So it's going to be what, 175, or excuse me, 225. You're going to be looking at for those two. If you're going to do any kind of expediting, then you're going to have to add in these extra fees here. But at the bottom, you also have to have this, the state fee, the state business license fee, which is $200. So adding all that together, you're looking at $425 for the fees. So when you go through up here and you're putting in, credit card info, whatever the case is, it's going to be $425 is really what you're looking at just to get started. And I think that's actually one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive in the country as far as fees just to start an LLC. As far as other stuff, like mergers, like if you're a small business or you're a brand new business owner, probably not gonna have to worry about that and some of this other stuff. You of course can always get a lawyer to help you if you have questions about it, or you can call the phone number. You can call the phone number here and ask for help with that. I waited on hold for probably about 20 minutes so before someone answered. And that's, again, right now as I make this, they are backed up, so it might be quicker under normal circumstances. But if you're just trying to form an LLC, you're no tax professional, you're not a lawyer, you just want to have that kind of protection, at least get the process started, then this is what you're going to be looking at doing. So something like this, again, you can submit it right online. You're supposed to have your documents available right away. You can email it in, you can print it out, snail mail, whatever the case is. But I just want to at least give you guys a little background on something I just kind of ran into and learned, and hopefully it helps some of you out. So like the video if you haven't done so yet. I hope this was able to help you guys. I appreciate you watching and being so awesome.